When I left the military, I left under the best possible conditions. I was leaving to go to grad school at Duke University. That should have been easy, but in fact, in very short order, I found myself feeling like a fish out of water with no real direction. In order to stay balanced, I volunteered with the ROTC, and I started teaching the kids there mixed martial arts or Army combatives and small unit tactics. And once again, I felt like I was contributing in a meaningful way to the military. It was so important to me that even after I graduated, I kept volunteering with the ROTC while I was working at John Deere. My life basically was wake up at 5 a.m., come in and do Army combatives, take a shower at Duke, rush out to work, and spend the day working. My students started asking me why there weren't any cool military t-shirts that were actually kind of the style that they were willing to wear. They were looking for shirts that would allow them to celebrate the fact that they were committing to a lifetime of service to the nation, and there was nothing. I wanted them to kind of feel pride in the community, so I just grabbed a bunch of shirts from Michaels and some heat transfer paper and spent a couple nights coming up with funny sayings and printed a bunch of shirts for my students that were terrible art, corny, funny sayings, but they thought they were great, and they started wearing them. And they started encouraging me to actually take this a little bit further, go to a screen printer, and take some of these concepts to the next level and launch a website. On June 16th, 2006, my hobby, Ranger Up, was born. That hobby started very quickly to consume me. I would start writing many articles for military blogs, which at the time were really big. I was getting letters from Afghanistan and Iraq, all these guys telling me that it was great to see someone that actually shared their values, that were saying the things and making the political commentary that they shared. And I realized at that moment, I wasn't building a shirt brand, but I was building a community with the help of a lot of great people. In September of 2009, I found out I was going to get a big promotion. And I knew in that moment that I was going to have to make a choice. If I took that raise, if I took that promotion, the money was going to be too good and the golden handcuffs would be slapped on. I knew that if I took that job, Ranger Up was going to die. And so I thought about it throughout the weekend, and then I came in on Monday and I let my boss know that I was quitting. But at some point you realize that the only thing that money really gets you is stuff. Money doesn't give you happiness. Money doesn't give you purpose. You've got to have something bigger in your life than trying to make money, or things get really lonely and sad very quickly. So over the years, what we've tried to do is provide that purpose or inspire that purpose in other veterans. We've sponsored over 500 military, police, fire, and EMS athletes in MMA, running, lifting, jiu-jitsu, basically any sport you can think of. We've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to military charities. We went from base to base to troops that were about to deploy and brought MMA fighters there to help add a few tools to their toolbox that might save them in close quarters combat. We've created videos and taught in-person classes that help veterans gain employment. We've produced multiple documentaries about the lives of service members that no one else would actually publish, but these stories are critical to showing the civilian population who we really are and what makes us tick. We want to bridge that military-civilian divide because there are so few of us that if we don't do it, who will? And yeah, we even made a big Hollywood movie called Range 15 that was funded, written, produced, and even starred mostly veterans. We were blessed that that movie shot to the top of the charts and hit #1 on Amazon and #2 on iTunes and premiered in 650 theaters nationwide. But the real magic of that whole thing is that as a community, we went out and said, we are going to do this thing. And we did it. And that shows the power that this community has when it comes together. Our motto here is to give back far more than we take from the community that supports us. And first and foremost, that starts with the concept of killing the idea of the broken veteran. Veterans as a group are the most industrious, motivated people that I've ever met. Service makes us stronger. It makes us a family. And when the family comes together, anything is possible. You can inspire them. You can work through that because everybody has hard times, whether you're a civilian or you're in the military. We're about driving through any objective and completing the mission. That's the veteran community. So that's what Ranger Up really means. It means that no matter how bad things are, we never quit. We keep getting up and we keep trying. Because when you set a goal and you refuse to quit, literally anything is possible.